So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Office Azada 247. Today, in this particular session of Target series, we will be addressing all the important and relevant subtopics of your unit number 14th, that is responsibility of the bank. In the previous lecture, we have seen some nuances pertaining to the check and along with that other negotiable instruments which are used in the banking structure. Today, we will be talking about all the important aspect when it comes to the responsibility of a bank while handling the one of your negotiable instrument, that is checks. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. When I talk about the basics, I hope that most of you might be knowing it, but let's revisit the basic. Whenever a particular customer, supposingly Mr. A is there, and he or she is trying to remit certain funds via his or her bank, then they will be presenting one check in front of their own bank, and the check is presented in a particular, you can say, banking institution. Let's suppose it is your Punjab National Bank. Let's just suppose this is the scenario. Fine, PNB is the bank where it has been presented. Now the funds are to be transferred to Mrs. B, okay, in the Canara Bank. The process will be initiated by which bank? By the PNB, and it will be transmitting or transacting the particular amount to the Canara Bank. The beneficiary will be Mrs. B from the Canara Bank. The amount will be debited from the account of Mr. A. Simple things. Here you can say that the banks may be the similar ones, like from PNB you are transferring the amount to another PNB branch, but in that particular case check is mostly not required if the amount is a limited one. When we talk about interbank transfer, then the debit must be done via a particular negotiable instrument, mostly that is check. Okay, so these are the basics. We will be focusing on the specifics also, like which section of NIA will be governing such types of responsibility of a bank. So when I talk about the important points, duty of a particular bank to honor his customer's mandate is laid down in the section 31. So do remember, the duties of a particular financial institution, that is bank, is being mentioned in section 31 of your Negotiable Instrument Act. When we talk about what are the specifics, what are the bare minimum things which a particular customer must ensure, they must ensure sufficient funds in their particular bank account. Along with that, they must be properly available. What does properly available means? Supposingly a particular customer is having a loan account with the same bank and EMI is due. Okay, so one SI charge will be created if the amount has not been debited yet, and if the similar amount of fund is to be transferred via a check, then we will not treat as a properly available fund. So irrespective of whatever the negotiable instrument you are using, you must have the funds properly available with you. When duly required to do so, it means that the check must be properly drawn and signed by the drawer. So sign is also one of the aspect which is taken very seriously in the banking parlance. And when we talk about the previous unit, in the last lecture only, we have seen what all is required while remitting the funds via check. So sign is also there, then amount in words as well as your amount in the digit format. Okay, if there is certain confusion between digit format and the words, that is the amount is mismatching between these two, then according to the Negotiable Instrument Act, words will be considered, but normally the banks return such type of checks. So as we move further from today only, you will see some integration is required from previous units as well. Like the previous unit involved some specifics about check, we will be implementing those in this particular video also. Some other important points when we talk about the compensate, to compensate the drawer, in case the banker refuses the payment wrongfully, then he is liable only to the drawer of the check and not to the endorsee or the holder. So there are certain exceptions to this also. except when the bank is wound up, in which case the holder becomes a creditor entitled. So when we talk about the funds, if wrongly remitted by a bank, then liability lies on that particular bank only. We have seen that in the previous lecture also. To make a claim, when we talk about, if the check is paid disregarding the crossing, the true owner can hold the bank liable. So if the check has been cancelled due to any reason and the customer has informed the bank regarding the same, still the amount has been debited, you can be held liable by the customer. Next, when we talk about the default, so loss or damage caused by a default, a banker is liable to drawer for any loss or damage due to the wrongful dishonor of the customer's check. Now, such type of errors, are they common in the banking industry? Answer is yes. Mostly the accounts involving CC limits, the revolving funds, their chances of these types of mistakes are very, very huge. And when we talk about the CC limit, there the funds are revolving, like today at 2 p.m. some fund will be credited in this particular account, CC account, and within 10 or 15 minutes only, so 2:15 p.m. the fund will be revolved and debited towards another party. In such cases, what will happen, even if you have this timeline between 2 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. that your funds are there in the particular bank, let's suppose 50,000 is there, and one customer holding this CC limit, they have produced a check of rupees 25,000 to be debited from this account. So as soon as the funds are coming in, within 15 minutes, they are being debited and credit has been made to another party. So although the funds were there in today's date only, but you cannot debit it in real time. You cannot just say that, okay, within 15 minutes, I'll be debiting the amount. And what will happen after 2:15, supposing you debited this check of 25,000, it will be what? A negative balance in the CC limit. Like that, things can happen. But mostly when we talk about the ground reality, most of the customers, they are very understanding in this part that okay, if the revolving fund is involved, then definitely they will be informing the bank that this amount has been credited, so that time and again bank need not to check it that whether the payment has been made or not. Fine. And that also comes under the customer banker relationship. I hope that you have revised the initial units where customer banker relationship, specifically the trustee beneficiary relationship, is the most important one in case of CC limit. Next is liability of paying banker when customer's signature on the check is forged. We have seen in the last lecture that if the signature are forged, chances are there that the re-endorsement will be done by the particular owner of that account, and they can sign again and acknowledge that yes, it has been done by mistake. Otherwise, the check will be you can say returned to the particular bank. Mostly these things happen, and when we talk about the old age owners, they have various inhibitions that their sign or their signature will be forged. That's why they also sometimes do not know that what kind of sign they have made. So as a banker, it's our responsibility to be very serious while handling such cases. Otherwise, the liability lies on you. When the customer signature on the check is forged, there is no mandate to the bank to pay. So you are not liable until and unless you have paid the amount. In a joint account, if one of the signatures is forged, then there is no mandate and the banker cannot make the payment. If there is no mandate, the customer has not acknowledged the mistake, you need not to pay the amount. Okay, so in case you have any kind of doubt, you can just ask me in the comment section also. Fine. Next, the payment to be in due course for the bank to seek protection. Here there are certain judgments of Supreme Court. Various high courts have also made judgment pertaining to this type of issue, and for our examination, the case study type of question can be asked from this particular topic. So the Supreme Court in Bank of Bihar versus Mahavir Lal, 1964 is the case listing in Supreme Court, held that banker can seek protection under Section 85 only where payment has been made to the holder, his servant or agent. That is, payment must be made in due course. The entitled person must have received that particular payment, and the customer's account which has been debited, he or she acknowledges this fact. Then only you are free to go. Otherwise, the liability will be lying on you. The expression payment in due course has been defined in Section 10 of the NIA. So NIA automatically becomes the sole act which you need to read also the important sections of NIA 1881 if you are very serious about your learning in the cash department, cash and check department, all the negotiable instruments department, I would say. To mean payment in accordance with the apparent tenor of the instrument in good faith and without negligence to any person in possession thereof. So if there is a negligence, but obvious, your liability will be held. Otherwise, what will happen? The particular bank can hold the customer liable for their own mistakes under circumstances which do not afford reasonable ground for believing that he is not entitled to receive the payment of the amount therein mentioned. So the third party where the amount will be credited, they can also be questioned for any false information provided, if any. Next, when we talk about Section 89, it gives protection to the paying bank of a check which has been materially altered. In the last chapter, you must have seen there are two scenarios, one mutilated notes and one soiled note, something you must have seen in the previous chapters. Mutilated notes per se, they are what you cannot use them. Soiled, they are old, fairly old. But when we talk about the checks, materially altered means certain description has been changed, and mostly the connotation is negative one here, nothing positive about it, but does not appear to have been altered if payment is made according to the apparent tenor at the time of payment and otherwise in due course. So Section 89 will give you protection only when the particular customer has received the payment in due course. Section 10 defines the payment in due course to mean the payment in accordance with the apparent tenor of the instrument in good faith without any negligence. So these sections, question can be asked directly from them. In the examination, we have seen that NIA Act, mostly in the RBWM also, plus in PPB also, questions have been asked in the previous cycles. Section 31, it obliges the drawee bank having sufficient funds of drawer in its hands properly applicable to the payment of such check to be made when duly required to do so. So when we talk about Section 37, it is for the drawee bank. An obligation has been stated on the drawee bank while holding a particular check for whatever transaction is there. So these sections, be it 89, 10 or 31, mark them very important. Question can be asked in the examination. Fine. So this was it for your entire unit. This unit is a very small unit, and if you know all these important sections, you are good to go. There is nothing more which is to be done beyond these particular sections. Fine. Otherwise, when we talk about the case studies, they are very general, not like in module B or for that matter like module D, which have specific case studies. Here, if the case study is being asked, it is fairly general in nature. Okay. So I hope that you have learned something new today from the PPB target series lecture. And when we talk about some important initiatives of Officers Adda 247, one of them is your paid batches. In the success batch as well as the increment batch for English medium only, we have come up with a meticulously designed curriculum. Along with that, we have certain revision also based on the feedback we have received from the previous cycles. So it is an updated course. When we talk about this cycle of November 2025, the examination will start from 2nd of November for that particular cycle I am talking about. Secondly, when we talk about the offerings, we have live lectures. Like right now we are interacting live, and you will receive the recording also of these lectures once the lecture has been concluded. After, I would say, online live class has been concluded, after 1 or 2 hours you will see the recorded format of that class. Second, when we talk about the mock test, so yes, unit-wise mock tests are provided in these batches, and the level of mock tests are deliberately made tough so that you can easily glance through the actual paper while sitting in the examination hall on 2nd November and on 8th, 9th November, and you will feel that you have already given more difficult tests as compared to the actual one. Thirdly, when we talk about the doubt clearing, so in the live sessions we try that if 1 hour class you are attending, then after that 1 hour class you need not to have any other reference material with you. All the doubts must be cleared in this particular class only. Along with that, when we talk about the ebooks are also aligned with this course. You have, if you have enough time to watch the lectures, solve the MCQs, revise and make notes, then I would highly recommend that do not waste any time. Try to skim through these ebooks, because certain additional material can be added from these type of ebooks. So ebooks for all the subjects are there in this particular batch. Fine. So when we talk about the website from where you can enroll in these courses, directly go to Adda 247, that is our official website. Click on all courses, JAIIB, then JAIIB Mahapack is there. November 2025, we have specific courses for CAIIB also, bank promotion as well as your IIBF certification courses. So when I talk about the bank promotion aspect, right now, since no notification is out in the open, we cannot say when the promotions will happen, but surely it's an annual exercise. So whatever air is there in your bank, whatever news is floating out there in your bank, you can also share with us that whether the promotions will be the promotional exams will be happening in the coming months or they are being delayed for the next quarter. Okay, now let's move on to the JAIIB November 2025. Directly click on there and you will have JAIIB Mahapack 2.0, Increment Mahapack, Increment batch for the bilingual medium, Increment batch for the English medium. Click on view all. All these courses are available for your JAIIB exam preparation. To make it very, very simple, easy, all you need to do is be consistent in these classes, and whatever we are telling you, just follow them. If you are following all those things which we are talking about in the class and the sessions which we are bringing on the YouTube, you will not feel any kind of necessity to switch to any other material. This particular platform will serve as the one-stop solution for your November exam preparation. So directly when we talk about the increment batch medium, click here. You can also go through all the highlights of this particular course, what all is included here, exam pattern if you are a newbie, then whatever the study plan is there, just go through them. Like for PPB, when you will be when you will click here, you will find the time slot from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. What all topics are there, these are also important. We will be starting off with module B. The orientation class is lined up on July 18th. So like that, you can have your own study schedule monitored on your own for self-study purpose if you are doing that. Otherwise, if you feel that yes, I do not have any kind of time, I just want to crack this exam in this attempt only with maximum marks, directly jump onto the course. So you can just buy it by clicking on buy now, fill your personal details and enter one coupon code which will give you the maximum discount. The coupon code being Y1003. Hit on apply and you will see the amount payable will reduce drastically. This will be the amount payable. Okay, the coupon code is here in front of you. Fine. So any kind of doubt, you can just ask me in the comment section, and try to make an informed choice as soon as possible. We will be we will try our level best to cover most of the important topics via this YouTube series. But as you also know, one dedicated study plan, one dedicated routine is required to crack these exams, because mostly these subjects fall into the category of professional knowledge. So for that, you need consistency, you need professional guidance, and we at Officers at are here to help you out. Fine. So on that note, we'll meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care.